Hello friends, once again welcome to Diksha Classroom. This is the 25th day of Diksha Mission JRF. In Diksha Mission JRF, through the past 24 days, we were covering different topics from NTA NET Paper 1 syllabus. As of now, we have covered topics from logical reasoning, mathematical reasoning, data interpretation, communication, people, development and environment, and along with that, higher education system. In the coming days we'll be also discussing questions from other topic also. We have also discussed previous questions of different exams, especially we have discussed mathematical reasoning, data interpretation, logical reasoning, higher education system, people, development and environment questions. So if you missed any of those videos, you can visit our YouTube channel Diksha Classroom. You can select the playlist Diksha Mission JRF and you can completely go through all the videos so far. Remember, at the same time, it's very important to go through all the previous question papers possible for you, especially the latest question paper. As of now, Diksha has released almost all shifts of 2019 December exam paper 1 question papers also through our YouTube platform. You can also select, you can go through the previous question session under the playlist so as to go through that set of questions. Also, it's important during your preparation to go through categorized questions. We have already released all 10 set of categorized questions from 2004 December to 2008 December. The categorized question from the latest 2019 December and 2019 June exams will be also released soon. It takes a bit effort for preparing categorization and video, etc. That's why we are taking some time. Okay, so friends, let's go to today's video. In the last day, we were discussing questions of 4th December 2019 morning shift. Today, we are going to discuss next set of question paper. Before going to the question, don't forget about your Diksha task number 25. You have to do the next set of tasks or the next set of question paper. The link for downloading the question paper is available in the YouTube description. Also, the answer key for yesterday's, that is 23rd set of question paper, is also available in the description. If you want to receive the question papers, the answer keys, the link for these videos and everything regarding what we have already published in YouTube and we are going to publish, you can join free Diksha free WhatsApp broadcast by sending join to 9847478690. The phone number and format is also provided in the YouTube description. If you would like to know more about Diksha online courses, paper 1 courses, also previous question quiz, etc., you can also visit our website www.dikshaclassroom.com. So that's all about the introduction, or that's all about what we have to say before going to the questions. So friends, let's go to the questions directly. So friends, as we have already said you, we are discussing the 5th December 2019 morning shift questions. And in this video, we are going to discuss mathematical reasoning question. First of all, I will show you the questions. I will give you some time. You want to give me the answers in the comment section. After a fixed amount of time or after some seconds or after a few minutes, we'll be discussing the question. So this is the first question. The question is from 2019 December 5th morning shift. It's a question from the topic compound interest. The question is, the compound interest on a certain sum of money for 3 years at the rate of 10% per annum is rupees 993. That is, the compound interest on a certain sum of money for 3 years at the rate of 10% per annum is rupees 993. The simple interest on the same sum at the rate of 8% per annum for 4 years would be equal to which of the following? So you want to find the simple interest on the same sum at the rate of 8% per annum for years would be equal to which of the following? The options are 900, 930, 960 and 990. Okay, so try to do the question. I will give you some time. Okay, so you can take some more time and you can give me the answer in the comment section. Okay, so that's it. Need some more time? Okay, I will give you 20 more seconds. After that, I will be discussing the question. Okay, so that's it. The question is, it said that it's given in the question, the compound interest on a certain sum of money for 3 years at the rate of 10% per annum is rupees 993. The simple interest on the same sum at the rate of 8% per annum for years. That's what you have to find. So let's see how to do this particular question. Okay, first of all, I hope you know the equation for compound interest. So we have the equation for compound interest as A equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 all raised to N, where you have A as the amount, P as the principal or the initial amount invested, then R as the rate of interest, N as the time period. N as the time period. Now let's consider the first sentence. The compound interest on a certain sum of money for 3 years at the rate of 10% annum is 993. So we can say amount equal to principal plus compound interest. Okay, amount equal to principal plus compound interest. Simple aspect. So now we will try to equate in the first equation the values in the first sentence in the first equation, that is A equal to P into 1 plus R by 100. We don't know what P is all about. We only know regarding the compound interest. So we'll be bringing this P here. So we get A by P equal to 1 plus R by 100 all raised to N. Again, we can write A as P plus compound interest by P equal to 1 plus R by 100 all raised to N. Okay, so this will be the equation we'll be getting as of now. Writing again, we can write P plus compound interest by P equal to 1 plus R by 100 all raised to N. So now we'll be substituting P equal to, we don't know. Compound interest we know 993. P plus 993 by P equal to 1 plus what is the rate? 10. 10 by 100 all raised to what is N? 3. Okay, what is N? 3. So we can solve the equation. Okay, we can solve the equation, and after solving the equation we'll be getting the value of P. How we'll be solving? We can write this as 1 plus 10 by 100. We can write it as 110 by 100 all raised to cube, so which can be 0 can be cancelled. So we can write P plus 993 by P equal to 11 by 10 into 11 by 10 into 11 by 10. Okay, 11 by 10. So we'll be solving this one and we will get the value of P as 3000. Okay, we can solve this one and we will getting the value of P as 3000. So we get the value of P as 3000. But our question is regarding what will be the simple interest provided. So we just equate the value in the equation and we get the value of P as 300. Now we want to find, we have got P equal to 3000. So we can say simple interest equal to, we have the equation for simple interest, PR T by 100. P is the principal, we have the principal as 3000. R is a right, what is a right? 8. 4 years, T is a time period, into 4 by 100. Okay, into 4 by 100, both 0 get cancelled. We get 30 into 80 is equal to 240. 240 into 4, you get it as 960. Okay, 960. So we have got the answer as 960. So we are going to once again, first of all, we have written the equation for compound interest, A equal to P into 1 plus R by 100. So we can write A equal to P into 1 plus R by 100. We bring the P here because we don't know the value of P. So A by P equal to 1 plus R by 100 all raised to N. But we know amount equal to P plus compound interest. So P plus compound interest by P equal to 1 plus R by 100. We equate the value and we get the value of P as 3000. Then in the simple interest equation, we give the value of P as 3000 and we find the answer. That is sum. We get the answer as 960. So option C, 960 is the correct answer. Moving to next question, which of the following numbers would occur next in the series? So it's a number series 2, 6, 30, 60, 130, 210. So try to find the answer. Okay, it's a number series question, comparatively easy one. Okay, we'll give you some more time. Try to do the question. Okay, so that's it. We are not taking any more time. So let's try to do. So the series is, the given series is 2, 6, 30, 60, 130, 210. So we want to find the next number. Okay, next number. So if you analyze this question clearly, it can be seen that there is some relation with regards to the cube. So 2, you can write 2 as 1 cube plus 1. You can write 6 as 2 cube minus 2. You can write 30 as 3 cube plus 3. You can write 60 as 4 cube minus 4. You can write 130 as 5 cube plus 5. You can write 210 as 6 cube minus 6. The next one you will be having 7 cube plus 7. So 343 plus 7. So 350. Remember, it's all about the cubes: 1 cube, 2 cube, 3 cube, 4 cube, 5 cube, 6 cube, and 7 cube. And there is an alternative addition and subtraction of the respective numbers. So 1 cube plus 1, 2, 2 cube minus 2, 6, 3 cube plus 3, 30, 4 cube minus 4, 60, 5 cube plus 5, 130, 6 cube minus 6, 210. So next we have 7 cube plus 7. So you get it as 350. Okay, so that's all about this question, in which you have the answer 350 as the correct answer for 27th question. So moving to next question, it's a question from relationship. Pointing towards a man, a woman said, his wife's father is the husband of my mother's only daughter. Listen once again. His wife's father is a husband of my mother's only daughter. How is a woman related to the man? Daughter, sister-in-law, sister, mother-in-law. Try to do the question. I will give you some time. Okay, give me the answer. Okay, so we'll try to do this question. Okay, it's a question from the relationship. If you want, you can do the question by understanding the meaning. Okay, by understanding the meaning, or you can have your own method, family tree, etc. So everybody have a different method. So we'll try to do this question in a simple way. Let the man be Y and woman as X. Let the man be Y and woman is X. I'm trying to do it as a diagrammatic aspect. You can directly go to the meaning and you can have the answer. There is no need of getting confused. So it said that pointing towards a man, a woman said, suppose this is a man. Why? His wife. So we have the wife of that man, his wife's father. So we have the father of the wife. Father. His wife's father is the husband of my mother's only daughter. Father is the husband of my mother's only daughter. So if somebody says that my mother's only daughter, especially if a woman said that my mother's only daughter, so it means that woman itself. So this is a woman. Okay. Husband of my mother's only daughter. So this is ex mother. This will be X. Okay, so this will be the picture. Once again, his wife. So Y, the man, his wife's father. He's the husband of my mother's only daughter. If a woman is saying my mother's only daughter, that means the woman itself. Okay, so you will get the picture as this. And the question, how is a woman related to the man? So how is a woman related to the man? Okay, so this is woman, this is her husband. Okay, this is her husband and this is her daughter. Her husband's daughter means her daughter itself, and this will be the husband of her daughter's this will be the husband of X daughter, which means X is a mother-in-law. Question is, how is a woman related to man? So if the question is, how is a man related to woman, it will be the brother. How is a man related to son-in-law? But the question is regarding how is a woman related to the man, the answer will be mother-in-law. Okay, it's a direct question from the relationship. You will get the answer mother-in-law as a correct answer. Okay, so moving to next question. A solid is in the form of a cylinder with hemispherical lens. Okay, a solid is in the form of cylinder with hemispherical lens. The diameter of the cylinder is 1/3 of its height, excluding the hemispherical lens. The total length of the solid, including the hemispherical lens, is 56 centimeter. What is the surface area of the solid? It's a question from mensuration. Okay. Usually this type of question we study in mensuration in our mathematics. Okay, try to find the answer. I will give you enough time. It's said that the diameter is 1/3 of the height. And question is regarding the surface area. Okay, last few seconds. Okay, so we'll try to do the question. So the question is, a solid is in the form of a cylinder with hemispherical ends. Okay, so we can say a solid in the form of a cylinder with hemispherical ends. Okay, so this will be the way we will be having the cylinder. Imagine it's given that diameter is 1/3 of height. 1/3 of height. So we have diameter, suppose d equal to 1/3 of height, from which we can also say that height equal to 3 diameter. Okay, height equal to 2 diameter. Now it's given that the total length of the solid including the hemispherical end is 56 centimeter. The total length including the hemispherical end, the total length is 56. Okay, so total length is 56. So we can say the total length is, okay, this 2r will be there, r plus, then we'll be having height. Okay, after r we have the height, that is height is we know 3d, r plus 3d plus r equal to 56. From this we can say the total length of the solid including the hemispherical end is 56, from which we can write as 6 plus 3d plus r equal to 56, which give you 2r plus 3d equal to 56. We know 2r is diameter, double of diameter is diameter, sorry, double of radius is diameter. 4d is equal to 56. This is 56, from which you get d equal to 14. Okay, so you get the diameter as 40. Now we got diameter as 40. Now we have the value. Okay, we have the value of diameter as 14. Now we want to find the surface area. We got the diameter as 14. We have to find the surface area. We can say the surface area of solid will be equal to surface area of two circular region plus surface area of cylindrical region. Okay, because this is a picture. Okay, so surface area of this plus this, and surface area of this one. Okay, surface area of two circular area, we can say it as 2 pi r square. Okay, 2 pi r square plus 2 pi r square. Surface area of the circular region plus surface area of cylinder region, we have pi dh. We have it as pi dh. Okay, here now we can write this 2 pi r square plus 2 pi r square equal to 4 pi r square plus pi dh. We know 2r equal to d, which gives you r equal to d by 2, from which, okay, 2 radius equal to diameter, from which we can write radius equal to diameter by 2. So substituting here, 4 into pi into d by 2 r square plus pi dh, which gives you this 2 and 2 get cancelled, pi d square plus we have pi d square plus pi dh. Again we have dh. Okay, we have h equal to 3d already from the beginning. Okay, diameter is 1/3 of its height, from which h equal to 3d. So we can write pi d square plus pi into d into 3d, which gives you pi d square plus 3 pi d square. Okay, pi d square plus 3 pi d square. Okay, coming back to here, we'll be coming back to here. We have got uh, surface area equal to pi d square plus 3 pi d square 4 pi d square. We get it as 4 pi d square. Okay, we get it as 4 pi d square. And we have got, okay, from previously it's given that we have got in the previous slide as d as 40, diameter equal to 40. We'll be substituting it here, 4 pi into 14 square. We know pi equal to 22 by 7. 4 into 22 by 7 into 14 into 14. This will get cancelled. So, okay, sorry, which gives 4 into 22 into 2 into 14. 4 into 22 into 2 into 14, which will give you two, 2964. Okay, 2964 will be the answer. Okay, so 4 pi d square equal to 4 pi into 14 square. 4 into 22 by 7 into 14 into 14, you get it as 2964. So once again I will be revising how we have done the question. It's given that diameter is equal to 1/3 of height, from which we get d equal to 1/3h, from which we can see h equal to 3d. So d equal to 14, from which we get h equal to 3d. We know r plus 3d plus r equal to 56. That is a hemispheric candles total length, from which we get d equal to 40. D equal to 14. Now we are now surface area equal to surface area of 2 circular plus surface area of cylindrical. That is surface area of 2 circular, 2 pi r square plus 2 pi r square plus pi dh. This is 4 pi r square plus pi dh. We know r equal to d by 2 for pi d by 2 square plus pi dh. That is pi d square plus pi dh. We know h equal to 3d. Substitute h as 3d. We get pi d square plus pi into d into 3d. Pi d square plus 3 pi d square. We get it as 4 pi d square. So we have the surface area as 4 pi d square. We know d as 14. Substituting the value, you get 2964 as the correct answer. Hope it's clear for you. Moving to next question. It's a question from coding and decoding. If the word teacher is coded as TCJACCV and the word Sajion is coded as PMGETSU in a certain code language, then which of the following will represent the word conquered in the language? Okay, I will give you some time. Okay, give me the answer in the comment section. Okay, a bit distinct. Try to do. Okay, that's it. We will be discussing the question. Okay, so we'll try to. It's a bit distinct question. So first of all, we can see teacher. Teacher. So you want to add two number. You want to -2 plus 2 -2 plus 2 -2 plus 2. But you will get here. You will get V C C A J C T. Is it so? So that is VCC AJCT. So when you revise this, you get TCJACCV. TCJACCV. So it's +2 -2 and the revising the order. We can make it sure from the next aspect. See, Surgeon. We have +2 -2 +2 -2 +2 +2 +2 -2. So you have S plus 2 U, U minus 2 S, R plus 2 T, R minus G minus 2. Okay. S U R. Okay, we have R plus 2 R plus 2 as R S T. Then we have G minus 2. Okay. E plus 2 you have G, O plus 2, O minus 2 you have M, N plus 2 you have P. So see the remain the revised order PMGE TSU. Okay, so it's all about revising and alternative adding and subtracting. So we have CON. Okay, let's do it in the next slide. Okay, we will be doing that concord in the next slide. CON CORD plus 2 minus 2 2 plus 2 plus 2. Okay, so we have E M P A Q P and F. Now we want to revise it. F P Q A P M E. F P Q A P M. We have the option C as the correct answer. Okay, so it's all about adding and subtracting 2, alternative addition and subtraction of 2, and revising the order. So you get the answer. Moving to the last question. From mathematical reasoning, given below is a question queue followed by 3 statements. Identify the statement that are necessary to answer the question. That you have to give me. Identify the statement that are necessary to answer the question. Question is, what is the average age of 30 students studying in a class? Boy and girls in the class, and you have to find the answer for the question, what is the average age of 30 students studying in the class. Uh, they have given the three aspects. Boys and girls in the class are in the ratio 7:8. The average, it's not average, okay, average age of boys and girls is 12.2 years and 11.4 years respectively. The number of boys in the class is 2 less than the number of girls in the class. Okay, so try to think and give me the answer. Okay, so the last question from mathematical reasoning. Okay, so it's a comparatively easy question. Which of the three statement is required for you to find the answer? That's the question. So we want to find the average age of the boys. Definitely the average of boys and girls is required. Okay, is required. And next aspect, they have given you the number of students as 30. So you can't get the average from directly from the statement 2 alone, because you don't know regarding the number of boys or girls. It may be sometime 10 or 20, it may be sometime 50 or 50. So it's easy if you have the average of boys and girls, and if you know the ratio of the boys and girls. Okay, if you know the ratio of the boys and girls. Okay, so you can get the ratio from either 1 or 3. From 1 you can get boys or girls in the ratio 7:8, which means out of 30 students, if we go to 7:8, we can say the number of boys is 14 and the number of girls is 16. You will get boys is 14 and girls is 16. You will get the individual average of boys and girls, from which you will get the average of all the 30 students. So from 1 and 2 you can get the answer, but at the same time the number of boys in a class is 2 lesser than the number of girls in the class. From that also we can get it is 14 and 16, because the total number is 30. So you can get the answer from 2 and 3 also. So you can get the answer from 2 and either 1 or 3. Okay, so definitely 1 and 2 you can get the answer. 1 and 2 and 3 also you can get the answer, but 2 answer can't be there. So option D, 2 and either 1 or 3. So that's it. I hope you are clear with the question. You will be having the option D as the correct answer. So that's all about mathematical reasoning questions. So friends, that's all about this 25th video discussing questions from mathematical reasoning of 2019 December 5th morning shift. Okay, 2019 December 5th morning shift. I hope you are clear with the questions. If you have any doubts regarding any of those questions we have already discussed, you can write it in the comment section. Definitely we'll be discussing about those doubts either in the comment section or in the coming videos. If you have a better method or a shortcut for doing any of those questions, also you can write in the comment section. We have tried to make all answers and explanation error free, but still there is a chance of humanly error. So if you find it out any of those, just point it out and we will immediately try to rectify those. Okay, so if you feel this Diksha platform as a useful one for your preparation, definitely download, subscribe to our Diksha Classroom YouTube channel. Also, if you want to have some trial mock test from Diksha, you can download our Diksha Learning app from Play Store, and you can try free mock test from Diksha. And if you would like to know more, visit our website www.dikshaclassroom.com. So that's all about this video, friends. See you tomorrow, same time. Thank you.